What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back and supporting the channel. And if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you guys for always supporting the channel. Please like and share the video around to help out our fellow Guardians, and if it does feel right, please hit that subscribe button to help out the channel. It is totally free and gives me the opportunity to make you guys more banging D2 content. So, today's video we are going over the all-new secret exotic mission, The Voice on the Other Side, which rewards us the new exotic scout rifle from Tex Machina, the Dead Man's Tale. Now this thing is super fun to use. Let's get right into how to get this gun. So first off, you have to load right into the arms dealer strike. Doesn't even have to be the Nightfall, just has to be a version of the arms dealer. In the beginning room that you always load into, wipe out these enemies here where that big computer with the crystal shard is, and instead of going to the left where you normally go and activate that computer to go through that door, you go straight instead through this new open room right here. Within this room there is a bunch of these turrets around, so you can skip right by them or kill them all just to get that done. After you make it through this room, you hit the boss of this secret encounter here. It's a yellow barca ball, super easy to kill, and once you kill it, as you can see in the bottom left hand corner, it says active signal nearby. On the right hand platform out there, there's an area where you can press square to activate this signal. Once you activate this box here, you get an intercepted distress signal, and that isn't really anything that you use. You just head on back to Zavala in the tower to start the actual quest. This quest is called The Voice on the Other Side and starts in the Tangled Shore with a new exotic mission in the far north left corner of the map. This mission is called the Presage. It is super fun. Destiny killed it, but make sure you're coming in here with a fire team because it is kind of challenging. So, once you load into this Presage mission, you end up on this nice, crazy Cabal ship. Kind of reminds me of the Leviathan. And it is filled with a bunch of different puzzles, shooting these fuses, dropping these switches, and shooting these little, they almost look like the back of a screeb. So, as you can see, you load in, you're in this massive area, and you start out by turning left and jumping across this empty space here and working your way around the outside of the ship till you find this little room up here through this entire jumping puzzle. Once you enter the ship, you follow this nice tight little corridor and you'll find certain vents to shoot. If you follow the path that I took and shoot these two vents, you drop down into this first little room here. Go all the way to the end here and look on the left-hand wall. Behind these two little pipes, there's another vent that you can shoot through to continue on through the mission. Once you come into this room, you jump on up to this next platform, take a left, keep following the corridor, and you'll find one final vent that you shoot to drop through and downwards. Once you drop into this room, there is a switch on the wall which you activate, and it opens up the door that you first loaded into that goes outside, as well as a new one behind you that lets you continue straight through. And as you can see right here, there's this new barrier that you cannot get through, and it damages you when you get close to it. So you shoot these little balls right there. They're like little sacks that are on the back of the screebs, and when you shoot them, you get this buff that's called Egregor's Link. This allows you to go through those barrier walls that hurt you, and it is a big mechanic throughout this little puzzle. Continue through that space, jump up to the left, and there is a new vent you can go through. Head through that vent, follow this corridor around, and you will eventually come to this area where you have to jump up through a hole, and you work your way upwards through this little jumping puzzle corridor here. Once you finally make your way through all of these small corridors, you finally enter the Glycon. This Glycon has a few different areas that you're going to have to enter, shooting these fuses and dropping switches. As you can see, there's a room to the left and this room to the right. Start on the room to the right and enter it. There will be enemies that finally spawn, and they are sorted. So they do hit pretty hard, so come in here with your best PvE loadout and a fire team like I said before. At the back of this room, there is another switch. Once you activate it, head back to where you first dropped down into this area, and a door has been opened where one of these plants with the sacks on it that give you Egregor's link is found. Grab it and jump across to the left because there is a barrier wall that you needed that to get through. Continue through this little area and that extra barrier wall with Egregor's link and fall down into this little area where there will be more screebs around. These things explode and hit really hard, like I said, so make sure you're staying out of the way as much as you can when you are killing these. So that's basically the mechanic for this part right here. You just zigzag your way around the lightning barriers that you can't get through and keep shooting these balls to get that buff and jumping across this chasm. This is the first fuse that you get to. Once you shoot it, as you can see, this little platform beneath me opens up and you drop down into it. Down in here, there's going to be more enemies that spawn and a couple switches and fuses that you have to shoot. The first switch that you have to shoot is when you kill those enemies, you jump up to the right where you first entered, and there's a little platform in this room. Go up here and there is a nice little switch. You hit this switch to open up a secret door. From this door you head across the chasm again, and there is another switch which opens up a door. After you hit this switch across the chasm, it opens up a door that exposes a fuse. Once you shoot this fuse, you are able to go straight down to this little doorway that has you down a path towards a trash compactor. This thing is very much like Star Wars in A New Hope, and it is actually pretty cool. This is the fuse right here that you had to shoot. My teammates shot it, but that's what you would have to shoot to open up the door down low. Once you enter this trash compactor room, there is a switch on the opposite side. Once you activate it, the walls start to close in, but the floor separates and exposes a bunch of vents underneath. These vents you have to shoot and then shoot fuses that are underneath them, and it opens up another panel on the floor that you jump down into to avoid being squashed. You will be able to see the blue fuses pretty easily through the grates, so just make sure you're jumping around and finding these fuses and shooting them so you can open up the secret door that allows you to jump down. Once you jump down, it's pretty dark, but you turn left and hop up on these boxes and follow this long corridor. Once you come to the end of the corridor, there's a place where you jump down and enemies start to spawn more often. You have to clear each one of these rooms to move on to the next one because they do have limits where you have to kill enemies, and then a door will open in a couple of these areas. After you wipe out everything in this room, another door opens, but you have to jump around the outside of the spaceship here to where this hangar is, jump up on the ship, and head up to this door on the left-hand side up here. Once you make it through these little corridors here, there's another area where you drop down, and we have more puzzles. This is an area that we kind of have been to before, but with the switches and fuses that we activated, there are new doors that are opening. On the far side of this room here, there is another one of these balls. You shoot it, get your link, and head through this new door on this side of the room to get through that barriered gooey door. Once you're in this room, there's a few different things that you're gonna have to shoot. There is a bunch of screebs that spawn, so make sure you shoot those first. As you can see, there's another goo wall here that you can't get through. You have to backtrack, jump up, and hit one switch, which you can see my teammates hit. And then once that switch is unlocked, a fuse pops open down here, and you have to shoot that to open up a door that shows you these new balls and use it to get through that linked area. Once you get through that area, you come into another room where a bunch of Scorn spawn. You go through this area, and there's a switch, as you can see right here. Once you hit this switch, you drop back down to where this original door was that was closed. There is a turret, you shoot it, and right to the right, there is a fuse. Shoot this fuse, and you are on to the next area. Once you grab this, you head back over here to the floor and drop down through the floor. This part is a little tricky. When you initially drop down here, there is a big corridor and it is super confusing, very maze-like. So as you can see, this is the room that you jump down into. First you go through these right doors right here, and immediately you find a spore to get your link. Out of this room, you run straight across that hallway, take the first left and another left, then you come to this dead end, take a right and another right, and you'll find a switch. That is perfect. Once you open that switch, once again, you head back into an area that you have been to before, but now, once again, there is another door that you can get through. Head through this door right here, and you are in one of the last rooms before the boss room. Now, this one was kind of confusing when I initially came in here, but there is a bunch of Screebs and Scorn, these two big guys that really hurt, so make sure you kill them as fast as you possibly can. In the back of this room, on the left-hand side, behind some of this growth, there is a switch. Once you activate this switch on this back wall, turn to the right a skosh. Behind these two pipes, there is a final fuse down this little corridor that you have to shoot, which finally opens up this door in the back that allows you to shoot this spore. Once you collect the spore, head on over to the back right side of this room, jump through, and we have this nice little jumping puzzle here. Not too bad, not too confusing. Just follow the path that I'm on, and you will have to use double spores to finally get to the end room. And there is a switch at the last little platform. Once you jump over there, activate the switch. Jump back a little bit, and there is a fuse on the wall that you also have to shoot. So you shoot that fuse over there, and then head back to where you first entered this room. This is where you will have to grab 2 spores. So you grab the first one, do the little jumping puzzle, and up to the left, you shoot another one to rebuff your link. After this, you jump around that little platform and enter the final room where there is a banner. So this is the boss fight area. That was all the puzzles that you needed, and the boss mechanic is pretty simple in the end. As you can see, he spawns right in the beginning, and you do a little bit of damage on him. As soon as you get a certain amount of damage on the boss, he disappears from the area and he goes down below. If you jump down there right away, the floor is lava and kills you. So there is a bunch of ads that spawn on the main floor. Make sure you kill them all, and on the left and right hand side there is the 2 little terminals, and in the room on the south side there is also a terminal. You have to hit all 3 of these to activate a cooling system, which turns off the floor as lava. So you start out by the 2 in the main area, the left and the right hand side, and then go into the 3rd one in this little room that also has floor as lava. Activate it, and once the 3rd one is done, then you could head down there and do your DPS. Once you do enough damage on him, a 1/3 of his bar, he becomes immune again, and you just rinse and repeat. Jump up top, clear the ads, activate those 3 computers, jump back down, and do your DPS until he's at only a 1/3 left, and rinse and repeat again until he's dead. Once he is dead, you jump back up onto that main floor room, and in the top left hand corner a new door is opened. Once you enter this, there's a little corridor that opens up into like a throne room that looks like it could be a boss room, and we find a poor old guardian that has met a tragic end here. You speak to him and take his gun actually, and the quest ends and updates where you have to head back to Zavala to grab this super fun gun. Once you grab it from Zavala, you are done, and as you can see, there is a transformative perk, so we are going to be able to rerun this mission over and over again for random rolls and a catalyst for this gun. I'm super pumped for that, and it's gonna be a good old grind. This mission was amazing, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So hopefully this helped you guys out a bunch. It's a super fun gun to get, and there's a lot of puzzles and jumping around and mechanics to this mission. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.